Hello and welcome to week 5.5 of Trump's Talk. Not week 5 because some motherfucker wasn't available on time to make a week 5, so it's week 5.5. This week, me, Sarky, and my friend Dynamic will be diving into another piece of pop culture material. In this case, Too Fast, Too Furious. Not a bad movie. And
No, I enjoyed it.
we will be examining it, the characters in it, through the lens of the greatest game ever created, Trump's. So, join us as we explore. I mean, it's not a good movie, but I do like it.
No, it's a fun movie.
It's
It
super
doesn't
fun.
matter that it's not good. It's
It
fun.
makes no fucking sense. It's so fun.
Yeah, I think it was actually really good of them to almost like Vin Diesel's not in it, and a bunch of the folk. It's only really Paul Walker who's the character that stays.
It's Paul
You
Walker
know?
and weirdly Bilson, the black
Oh, the
FBI agent,
Yes, yes, yes. And that's it.
and that is about it. Also, we
Which I
get the
think was good.
introduction of several of the franchise mainstay characters, Tej or Luda, Chris, who might be my favourite out of the lot, but
He's
also
great.
the really good Roman or Tyrese Gibson.
He's
Really
also
solid.
great. Yeah.
Like, they're a great duo, and I'm just so chuffed that they actually turn up in this movie. Spectacular.
Yeah. So,
Now,
do you want to give a quick rundown of the movie, just 30 seconds, because
well,
I can
I,
barely
I,
remember it.
I will, but
Aye.
I'm going to ask you first. What do you remember about this movie?
I do not remember an awful lot.
Depressing, it was a week ago you watched this.
It was a week and a half ago, and
Oh my god.
I do not remember a lot of it. I, don't- I re- from what I can remember or recall, Paul Walker,
Mm-hmm.
eh, does he not get sort of roped back into doing undercover work somehow? Is he not trying to hide from the police and start a new life or something?
You realise that you are a fairly young man, and as such, this is a sign of very early onset Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Your inability to remember even the most basic of details a week and a half after they happen.
Yeah, it's worrying.
Yeah, well, like, I hope you never get a girlfriend, because if she doesn't see you for a week and a half, you're going to forget you've got one and just shag someone else. You're like a fucking goldfish.
I don't know why I can't remember it. I enjoyed it. I can't remember it though.
It's kind of spectacular. Whereas I am a much, much older man who remembers pretty much every millisecond of every movie, TV show, book that I've ever read.
Oh, and
It's
you
not
know,
useful
it'll come
information.
back to me.
It's not useful information, but it's there. Right. Paul Walker or Brian O'Connor. We're going to continue to call him Paul Walker because neither of us ever remember that his name is actually Brian in these movies.
No.
I think at some point they just start calling him Paul. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if by movie 4 it's just Paul. He has escaped from LA and went down to Miami and has inveigled himself in the street racing scene down there to make some cash because he's no longer a police officer.
Yes.
He gets captured after a race that Tej sets up where he gets some money out of some people, makes some money. He gets captured by I think it's still the police. It might be like narcotics or DEA. Actually, it might be DEA.
I think it is DEA. Yeah, because
He gets captured by the DEA, who have been put onto his trail by Bilson, who has, I think, recommended him for this undercover assignment, even though he specifically failed the last almost identical undercover assignment you sent him into. He
by letting the
betrayed you
bad
on
guy
that.
go. Yeah.
So I don't understand the logic of like getting him back. He didn't do a good job the first time, but anyway, fuck it, doesn't matter. Fucking moving on. No point getting wound up about it. We'll live with this terrible decision of Bilson's. But also, Bilson seems way more chill in this movie. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. He's calmed down.
he was a real dick in the last movie, and now he's quite cheery at these people who have betrayed him, like being dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Again, makes absolutely no fucking odds. Move on. He gets captured by the DEA and Bilson, presumably an FBI joint task force. They want to send him undercover, and they want to send him undercover with a DEA agent to infiltrate a drug gang, but they've already got someone undercover in the drug gang, so it's not clear why they need more people. But basically, half the guy that this drug kingpin's has got working for him is at some point a DA agent, or it's not clear. Anyway, he goes, yeah, I'll do it, but I can't do it with this prick. He doesn't know nothing about cars. I'll do it with a mate of mine, Roman Pierce. He's a mate from back in Barstow.
Grew up together.
They grew up together, and there was some sort of Paul Walker joined the police. Roman did car thieves or something and went to prison, and each of them kind of blames each other for that. He goes to get Roman.
Yeah.
Roman's on house arrest. He gets Roman to come with him by saying he'll clear the record. They go undercover, and that is the end of the plot of this movie. You've heard it. It's in the first 5 minutes. It's done. There is no plot to the rest of this movie, apart from drug dealer wants to move money. That's it. It's not a plot, it's a sentence.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember that now.
It happens in a very entertaining way, but this movie doesn't have a plot. And frankly, I'm glad to see the end of it. The plot was the worst thing in the first Fast and Furious. I like that movie, but the plot does not help. It's quite complicated. There's ups and downs, ins and outs. And honestly, they've boiled this, just on the second movie, they've boiled this genre down to the essence of what we want. Hot women, Devon Aoki as Suki is spectacular. Hot women, fast cars, reasonable CGI. I remember the CGI in this being terrible. When I rewatched it the other week, not that bad.
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, they go undercover with the drug agent, the drug dealer, who has a whole shell game with moving bits in and out, and he's trying to get his drug money out of America. That's it. They organise that and then do that. That's the entire movie. I quite like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a lot better than the first one.
See, I don't agree. I think I prefer the first one. This one is more fun. I don't deny it. I think the first one's a better movie. There is more to it. A part of that is the fact there is a plot to the first movie. But part of it is also people seem to be trying to act. What's Tej acting as? Tyrese is nothing but Tyrese.
I mean, I see your point. I just watched it though, and it was one of those movies that I didn't look at the time or anything before I knew it was done. And I was like, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I realised it's like schlock and trash.
It is not a long movie. That does help.
It's not a long movie. I thought it was decent though.
I think that's something that we're going to specifically single out and praise in future episodes of Trump's Talk. The length of your movie matters. If Suicide Squad, the David Ayer one from 2018, 16?
Yeah.
If that movie if that movie was half an hour shorter, I'd like that movie much better. It's the fact they keep adding shit to it. Is it that long a
movie?
It's not that long a movie, but it's too long for that movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, I watched the extended edition all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I've invested in that. It was right not to put them in cinemas.
Yeah, he put the edited ones in cinemas, didn't he?
Yeah, because they realised that these are going to be long movies, but there is a limit to how much the casual fan will actually,
sit there and watch it. Yeah.
And he was right to go, I better not rip the piss.
Mm-hmm.
So the length of your movie does matter, and I appreciate that since this has no plot and 12 characters, they didn't go, this does not need to be a 2.5 hour movie. We can wrap this shit up in a tight 90 minutes.
I think it's an hour 50. Give me a sec.
I'm looking it up. Too Fast, Too Furious. It's also one of the best names ever. Too Fast, Too Furious. It works.
Oh, well, an hour 40. Sorry,
an hour
I thought
40.
It was a little bit longer.
And I suspect half of that's credits.
No, that's without credits.
Oh, interesting. Anyway, it's tight. It's not wasted. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like this movie. It's got a ton more style than the first movie, which I really appreciate. The first movie looks like they've got kind of cool cars, but they're very achievable cars. Like, nothing Vin drives in the first movie, with the exception of maybe that giant charger at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing makes you think, like, I couldn't go down to the local Asda car park at 9 o'clock on a Saturday and see one of them at a car meet. Like, that seems doable. In this movie, those cars seems pretty awesome. Like,
Yeah,
we've
the
upped
drug
it a
dealer
bit.
guy has some Ferraris and stuff like that.
We've knocked it up a notch. The camera work is much better.
I think it's a nicer looking movie though, as well.
It's a much more pleasant looking
I
movie.
think
Part of that might
even
be
the
it's
colours and
Miami.
stuff, it just looks clearer.
Yeah,
It
part of
didn't
that
have
might
that
be that
sort
it's
of
Miami and not the grim urban hell that is LA.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Miami seems lovely. I don't want to go there, but it seems real nice. And Tej's life seems great.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not.
He's living the life.
I'm not entirely sure why he wants to get involved in bank heists and stuff in these later movies, because he seems to be doing just goddamn fine. He's got an awesome garage that he does no work at. He's got minions. Like, he's just out making money betting on jet ski races.
Yeah,
So it's phenomenal.
yeah,
He owns a series of houseboats that he lets people crash at rent free, just because he can.
yeah. He's living his best life.
He's got it. He's absolutely tight. He's just seems great, and I love that it's Ludacris and not Ja Rule.
Oh yeah, yeah. So did Ja Rule not want to come back for them?
He did not want to come back for them. I think he might have wanted paid more or something, whereas Luda at the time was just like, yeah, no, I'll fucking do it. And of course is now able to command presumably tens of millions from each of the Fast and Furious sequels.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just keeping him relevant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's something to be said for your face just appearing on a giant, incredibly popular thing every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be good for even your music career. I should also say that Ludacris does quite a bit of the music for this. The soundtrack's way better. The first soundtrack had things like fucking Rollin', Rollin', Rollin'.
It did, yes. Yeah, I remember that being played.
And weirdly, like a heavy metal thrash thing in the middle. And like the soundtracks become way more consistent. They have a sort of overall theme to them in each movie from now on. It starts in this movie. It's mainly Ludacris. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is my favourite soundtrack up until the one where Paul Walker dies. And then you get that, at the end of the movie, you get the brothers.
Oh, when they're driving along the road.
Yeah, it's been a long time. A real good
Yes.
song.
Right.
That'll make a fully grown man tear up.
Will we crack on with the ratings?
We absolutely will. Now, you've got pictures in front of you. We'll start from the bottom.
Okay. So from Sunglasses Man.
From Sunglasses. I was about to say, do you remember what this man's name is?
Fuck no. No.
I have to say, I also did not remember what the hell this guy's name is. But I looked it up, and it's apparently, and I'm just going to check. Yeah, it's Corpy with a K.
That is not mentioned in the movie at all.
I
would
think
never
it
have
is,
guessed that.
Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. He's Darden. The other guy, his mate, is Corpy.
So wait, the guy at the top's Corpy.
I'm not sure I even put Corpy in this. Oh, I did. Weirdly, he's supposed to be down with him. He's supposed to be the last one. We'll talk about Corpy first, because
what one's Corpy though?
Corpy is the guy that looks like a shriveled Italian walnut. Not the guy with the ponytail and the sunglasses, who, and let's be 100% clear, they seem to be partners, but the young guy should, by the time we see the end of these guys in the movie, the young guy should be kicking the shit out of his older partner, because he blew a 60-second lead in a race.
Oh yes, with the corner, the drag race, they had to go up and turn.
Yeah, the old guy is 3 times slower. Lets himself
the guy in the black tank top.
Yes.
Right. On my end, he's the first one.
He should be at the bottom.
Right. Okay.
He's Corpy. He should be at the bottom, and he's
the
not
other
good.
guy was called what?
He's called Darden.
Darden, that's not said at all. That
No,
is
and we should talk about them both at the same time because they are essentially, for all intents and purposes, the same goddamn character.
yeah.
They are a partnership that you never see apart, and they're okay, I suppose. For being now, this is an interesting thing. In the first movie, having an incredibly distinctive car kind of made sense because that was the style, and you were a street racer, and that was like the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, Tyrese drives a bright purple car, convertible, with graphics. Paul Walker, I think,
He's got like a
drives
lime green one,
a lime green car.
like Subaru looking thing.
Yeah, these two guys that we're talking about, Corpy and Darden, they drive incredibly distinctive
Like
old
muscle.
muscle cars,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't trust any of them to transport my illegal goods. They're incredibly distinctive.
Yeah, it's good. These guys are all like career criminals, aren't they?
Yeah, they're supposed to be professional drivers. But if we watch sort of the foundational movie, which we should really take as a cornerstone of reality, the Transporter series with Jason Statham,
Right.
he drives around in a grey or black Audi or BMW. It's an incredibly common car. It's a very good car. It's a fast car. It's high quality. He does a lot of work under the cover, under the hood, to make it as good as possible. But it's an incredibly nondescript and blending in car. None of the cars any of the drivers choose, including one that dies, by the way, is at all subtle.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
wouldn't
they're
trust
all just
any of them to
flashy.
shift my
Flashy street
goods.
racer cars. All of
Yeah,
them.
it's a very odd choice. Anyway, Darden and Corby pop up initially when everyone's getting summoned by the drug kingpin to audition to be drivers, and then they pop back again later in a street race for pink slips so that the boys can get a couple of spare cars. I'm not sure why that's also necessary. You would presume that Tej would have plenty of spare shitty cars dodging about. Like, getting
Yeah.
spare cars
Mm-hmm.
does not
If
seem
he's
to be that difficult, but we're making it a big deal.
Yeah, isn't it because they talk about they need really fast cars or something,
Sure,
and
but
they know
Tej,
that these guys have fast cars.
yeah,
No,
but
I see what you're saying. Like, just
also
take them to Tej's garage.
at a certain point in the movie, like 100 really fast cars that he got called in to do. I mean, a riot. They
Oh,
call
at
it a
the very
scramble in the
end.
movie, yeah, but it's a
Yeah.
riot. They destroy a lot of cop cars and try and run over a lot of cops. Like, it's
Yeah.
like he's called in some favours for his street racing crew, but what he's actually done is he's asked 100 people to potentially commit manslaughter on his behalf on a cop
Mm-hmm.
and go to jail or possibly, as Florida, get the death penalty.
That's
That's a
true.
big ask. Would borrowing a couple of cars be that big, much more of an ask?
See, they keep asking Tej for favors as well, though. And why does he keep agreeing to these favors?
No,
Is it just because he's a nice guy and he likes them?
I think it's because Luda's solid.
Right, okay.
Presumably, he's also making money off this somehow. I can't see
Yeah,
him doing it out of the kindness of his heart.
you'd
Like
like
when
to
he
think.
invites Brian at the start, Brian gives him a taste,
Mm-hmm.
and you presume that he's working on the back end. He's keeping Brian vaguely happy because he's making money off Brian. But you're right. At a certain point in the movie, it turns into just like big fucking favors, and I think
Yeah.
it's just because Luda's a legend. I think
Hey, let's go with that.
it's just because he's the main fucking man. I love that dude.
Right, can you quickly remind me of what the categories were?
The categories were intelligence, fighting ability, driving ability, roid rage level, mi familia, and lawbreaking. Possibly physics, possibly civil.
Right, cool.
Intelligence is not great on these guys.
No, not at all.
I'm not sure they're particularly stupid. They lose the first race, but that does kind of seemed to be down to the boys actually being better drivers. That first race to the impound lot to get the cigar box out the Ferrari, that's like a legitimate race. Like, there's not that much fuckery involved.
No, there's not. There's not. Yeah, they do just kind of outdrive them.
Yeah.
And
So I'm not
beat
sure
them there.
I'm not sure we can ascribe like dumbassery to that.
But
Also, they should have won that second race. The pink slip race.
yeah, they totally should have won that.
Corby really fucked that for Darden.
However,
Hmm?
how did he screw it up again?
Paul Walker did a head-to-head chicken with him, and
So he
Corby
did.
bitched out.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Paul Walker's plan was. Was he just going to smash into him?
Ride or
Having
die.
said, well, yeah, possibly. But on the other hand, if I'm going to smash into another car, I'd much rather be in the very modern and new Subaru than the 1970s muscle car,
That's
which has
true. Yeah.
zero safety figures and will probably decapitate me.
Yeah.
So, you know, but still, it was a bold move.
Right, so
it's
for
not stupid to
intelligence-
chicken out from a head-to-head thing.
It's out of 100, right, or is it out of 10? I
No,
can't
it's out of
remember.
100.
Out of 100.
You're making a mockery of this podcast.
I mean, I just want to get it clear before we start assigning.
It's out of 100. Right. Oh, I wanted to give him like a
Towards 30.
yeah, let's go 30. We're just going to give these both. Well, we're going to give them both the same score until we might have like one difference at the Mi Familia level or the Roid Rage level.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. But intelligence, let's go 30. Fighting ability, I mean, they pull out a gun. They do not try and go hand to hand. And they don't like have a fight at the end to get their car back.
No, they don't. They do let them go, like, honorably, you know?
Yeah,
They
because
agreed to
Tej
it.
threatens them.
Oh, yeah, he does, actually.
And Tej is not imposing in this. But they just back down and go, yeah, take a card.
I don't think they rank high on fighting.
I don't think they do either. Let's give them
No.
a 10. They probably had to have a fight at some point. They're career criminals, but you know. It's not great. Driving ability.
I think for driving ability,
We've got a sort of baseline in the last movie of 25, but very few people actually hit that. I think the driving is a lot better in this movie.
yeah, I agree. I think the sunglasses guy, Durden or whatever,
Is a better driver, certainly.
he's a better driver because he won the race against Tyrese.
He also did kind
or
of cheat.
Roman.
He kicked that sign out in front of Roman. That's why Roman was so slow.
True, but I mean, I still think there's something to be said for him actually winning it.
Yeah, well, I think the baseline for this movie goes up. Like, I don't think we're at a sort of high of 25 in this movie. I think we're sort of a high of 40.
Okay.
We still need a lot more to go because the driving gets incredible. We're jumping for skyscrapers in one movie.
I don't mind giving sunglasses guy like 30.
Yeah, you see, I don't mind this either because I think that genuinely, almost anyone in this movie is better than everyone for the last movie.
Yeah.
Right, let's give Corbin 25.
Yeah, another
And-
sunglasses guy 30.
Yeah. Now we're on to Roid Rage level. They're both quite roidy, but Corby does back down.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy never backs down. So, but again, they give it up kind of peacefully. Like
I
they
don't
take their
remember
licks.
them being that angry though.
Well, they're kind of let's when they're driving, but yeah, I don't know that they're angry. They're focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to go quite low on this. Are you
Mhm.
thinking like a 10 or something? Or?
Yeah. I'm not thinking high.
Right, I'm going to give Corby 12 because he does seem angrier during the race. And the other guy, Darden, 10 because he seems way more chill.
Okay.
Mi Familia level, they seem real tight. Like the
they're
fact
brothers,
that, well,
you know?
I mean, not genetically.
Not literally, but they got each other's back. They're partners.
Their familia is quite small, but it seems real tight.
Mm-hmm.
Like Darden doesn't he's clearly not happy, but he's not like kicking the shit out of Corby the last time we see him.
Honestly, I don't mind like a sort of 70 or 80.
As weird as it sounds, I think they scored really quite high in this. I'm going to go for an 80, and I think it's remarkable. And you know, I'm actually going to give Darden an 81 because he gets a little bit more because he didn't turn round and shoot Corby.
He knows we all make mistakes.
Law breaking, not horrendous. The only thing we actually see them do in this movie is speed.
Mm-hmm.
They pull out a gun at one point, but they never fire a shot.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like racing and
That's
speeding.
very low.
That's it.
And their particular racing, they never break any laws of physics either. Like the racing they do is incredibly realistic. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give them very, very low. I'm going to say, what's speeding? Speeding's like a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a 10. All right. Let's move on to the next guy. Do you remember his name?
Is this the guy in the red shirt?
It is.
Yeah,
the guy that looks like he should be in Scarface.
Yes. I can't even remember him in this movie. Is he one of the like, see the two like thugs the drug dealer is working for him? Is he one of them?
He is. He is Roberto.
He
and
does
the other
not
one
look
is
like that. That's from the movie, right?
That's from that movie.
The night
It
I
is-
can't remember it.
Him and Enrique are the only two non-DEA employees of Carter Verone, the drug kingpin
Yeah.
in the movie.
Wait, Enrique's the bald guy with the goatee.
Yes.
I remember him. I remember that character, but the photo you've said, I don't remember him looking like that.
It's a still from the club scene
Yeah.
where the detective pops up.
Yes.
That is from
yeah.
that movie.
Alright, okay.
He's more often wearing a sort of Hawaiian kind of Cuban style shirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Anyway.
I'm willing to also take these two as a duo. Because
Yeah, they're
never
always
apart.
together.
Yeah, so I'm willing to go with Roberto and Enrique as a duo. Now, they're not very effective henchmen. They're not good at their jobs.
No.
They are very loyal. They are willing to... They take orders. They're willing... Well, they take orders. They don't execute the orders very well, but they take them very well. They're not...
Yeah, they're willing to do a lot of things.
Anything.
Yeah.
Torture a dude. Fucking anything. Yeah, okay. Right, but intelligence I feel quite low. They do not seem like the sharpest tools in the shed.
I agree. Like what? Like a sort of 20?
I don't know if they rank a 20.
You think lower? Like a 10?
Like, I'm willing to give Roberto a bit more than Enrique, but Enrique seems like he...
Enrique seemed to be like the leader out of the two of them.
No, you're out your goddamn mind.
Enrique's the bald one.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely out your mind. You've waited a week and a half and you've forgotten everything that happens in this movie. No, Enrique's getting a 7, and I can't really justify why, but he is. Roberto, I'll give a 20, but I'm not happy about it. But it feels right. Unless you have any strong opinions.
Nah, don't.
Whatever the fuck. It's the tagline to this podcast. Who the fuck cares? Fighting ability, they get taken out by Paul and Tyrese. Or at least fought to a standstill. And Paul Walker has
Oh,
not
yeah, is that
learned
on the
to fight in
boat?
this movie.
Was that on
Well-
the boat that they fought?
No, it's like it's... well, they have a sort of scuffle at the boat, but they also have a scuffle before that at the entrance to Tej's garage.
Alright, okay.
And they obviously have the scuffle later that they lose. Although one of them loses that to an Explodo
Ejector seat.
ejector seat. But nobody can fight in this movie. This movie has, I think, my favourite line of all the Fast and Furious movies. I would be incredibly impressed if you get it.
Oh, I'm not going to get it.
There is a point where Paul Walker goes back to Barstow to pick up Roman Pierce and then makes contact with him outside the Destruction Derby ring, where they have a scuffle in the dirt, and it is just the most young high school fucking slap fight bitch
Yeah.
scuffle of all time. And there's a point at it, and I was teleported back to the mid 90s to being in high school, where Paul Walker on the ground getting slapped, like puts a leg over Tyrese's shoulder and grabs his throat and goes, "I'ma choke you, I'ma choke you," and I fucking love it. It's the best line. It's so weird. It's such a school thing to say. Like, I'ma shit again, mum. I'ma kill you. I'ma choke you. It's
I like that.
It's so bad, and yeah, it kind of works in a sort of childhood friend kind of way. But fuck me, nobody in this can fight. So I'm not rating them highly. Last film we had a sort of cap of 10 on fighting ability. I don't think anyone even reaches the 10 in this movie. I'm willing to give them both 5
Okay.
for being fucking useless. They are bad henchmen. They look cool. I'd have them on either side of me as I was walking into a red leather banquet in a Miami nightclub. Absolutely. But I don't want them to actually be in charge of protecting me or finding shit out or following people. They're not subtle and they're real bad. Driving ability, 0. I don't think either of these
I don't
fuckers
think they
can drive.
drive.
Well,
Yeah.
one of them does. I think Roberta does. Because they're in a car when they're like following them around. But Enrique, I don't think does drive. So I'm willing to give Roberta like a 5 normal driving around, and Enrique fuck all. Roid rage level. Roberto is not as aggro as Enrique. They're both pretty aggro. It's an impotent, useless aggro, but it's there. Also, we've entirely forgotten, and I've remembered early doors, and I'm glad about it. We've forgotten to give nicknames.
Oh yeah, okay.
So when we finish off these categories, we'll go back and we'll give these people nicknames, and then we will give nicknames to the rest of the characters
As we go. Right, cool.
as we go. They're very aggro. I'm willing to give them like a 50. A 50 to Roberto and like a 55 to Enrique and Roid Rage. They're very psychotic and they're willing to kill at the drop of a hat.
No, they will. They are, even.
You get the impression they kill a lot and don't care. Carter Verone does not seem the most stable boss to be working with. His Roid Rage level is going to be through the fucking roof.
Oh yeah, he's raging.
Now, their Mi Familia level, they seem to be quite tight. And they seem to work for an organisation, but I'm going to suggest that their Mi Familia level is actually quite low. Because although they seem to be like, they're forced together to work all the time, I don't ever get the impression that they like each other.
Because they're always just sitting there looking angry. And they don't seem to chat or that.
There's no chat and there's no like moments. They just seem like colleagues there to do a job. It's a fucked up psychopathic job, but they don't seem. They should be like quite high, but they're not.
Oh, should it be a middling score?
I don't know.
Maybe 40.
But where's the middling coming from?
Because I think it's coming from the fact that they are both very loyal to what's his name, Carter Verone.
Yeah. But
I think that's where it comes from, because you got him, and then they're like the next stage in the pyramid.
Yeah, but that's not the family. That's just a job. Like the reason I went for Darden and Corby quite high in family level is because they're not good at their stuff, but they seem to be in it together, no matter what. Or ride or die. They're basically Paul Walker and Roman Pierce in 30 years, 20 years.
Okay. Well, what then? Like 10?
I don't know that they even get 10.
I mean, just give them 0 then.
I mean, it seems utterly harsh. And I've had to basically argue you into it. Alright, I'm giving them 0. But I accept to our 4 listeners, I might not be right on this one. I'm not happy about it. Lawbreaking, very high. They seem to be incredibly.
Absolutely, yeah.
They seem to be incredibly comfortable with torture.
It's got to be a fucking 90.
It's got to be like a 90. We've got to have room to go somewhere, so we can't give them 100. But fuck me, they're right up there with torture. It seems like there's, I mean, maybe not rape, but there seems like there's a sexual assault angle going here that they're totally cool with, watching Carter do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're Soup's happy to murder without a second thought. This is not their first time getting jittery about it. They are real happy to shoot people in the face. They don't in this movie, but it's because they're incompetent, not because they're unwilling. Yeah, let's go 90. I think you're right. 90 right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm going to have to go back and give these people nicknames because it's an absolute shame to wait to the end. So we've got Corby and Darden. The fuck nugget twins.
Yeah. No, wait. I think that should be the other two. I think that should be Enrique and whatever the other guy's called.
No, I've got a better one for them.
Oh, do you? All right.
Yeah. So, I'm just going straight with the fuck nugget twins. It was off the top of my head, spur of the moment, and I think I nailed it. Fuck nugget. You know, it never occurred to me that in my life I would have to decide whether fuck nugget has a space as one word or perhaps has a hyphen.
I'd say one word.
Yeah. These two are constantly wearing like long slacks and are like hands in their pockets like they're moving a giant cock about. So I quite fancy calling this pair the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Alright, okay. That's pretty good.
It's not bad, right? I don't know that they're Cuban, but they're in Miami. Feels like they could be. Maybe that's racist, but you know. Not bad, right?
Alright,
We're not.
and
We can't dedicate our lives to coming up with the nicknames of these incredibly third-rate characters that we'll never see again.
oh,
We just got to
absolutely.
go on instinct and go off them. Now we're moving on to Detective Whitworth, which is Mark Boone Jr. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my headcanon is that he got so freaked out by the torture and the corruption that he did in this movie that he then moved to Gotham to be beaten up by Christian Bale in Batman Begins 6 months later. Then retired from that and decided he didn't want to be a cop anymore and joined the Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah, he is in Sons of Anarchy.
He is. I like this guy. I like this actor. I like this character.
Alright.
Detective Whitworth. You see, this is the part of the podcast that I have to cut out because it's 5 minutes of me just going, what's a good nickname? Detective Whitworth, Detective Shitworth.
Wait, he's a corrupt cop, isn't he?
Yep.
What about the rat? Because he gets tortured by that as well.
Yeah. It's an apt nickname, but it's not funny, is it?
It's not funny.
El Rata Shittlepants.
There, go with that.
Nah, that's terrible. It's real bad. Come on, Sarky. Fire up those comedy muscles in your brain. You've got to have them. You're hilarious. Detective Whitworth, I think, is Detective Shitbirth. It's not apt. It's a better nickname. Means nothing. It's not germane to the movie. Can't justify it. What we're going with.
Fuck it.
Detective Shitbirth. Oh, it's not good. I spend more time thinking about the nicknames than I do on anything else. Nah.
I can't fucking think of anything.
Right, I'm going to have to come back with something hilarious that we'll edit in here. So let's just do I'll do oh, I've got it. I've absolutely smashed it. His nickname is Detective. And then I'll edit in something real good. It'll be fucking side splitting. Right? So we'll just start laughing. So 3, 2, 1. Fucking nailed it! Nailed it!
Oh,
I think we both know that's probably going to end up unedited in the podcast. Fucking nailed it!
Right, anyway, let's continue.
Oh, Detective Shitbreath.
Shit breath. Right, fuck it, there.
Nailed it. I like it. I like this character. I like this actor, I think it's insane that he decides at the very last second to betray Carter Verona, the drug lord.
Yeah, he sort of gambles that he is going to get caught.
But even if he gets caught, the guy
He could
presumably has
do a
millions
hit
to...
from prison or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
It's an odd and bold choice. I like it. He's the only guy in this that attempts a bit of acting, and it's pretty good. He seems like a conflicted person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, but fuck me, it doesn't make any sense.
No, because it wasn't his whole family threatened as well.
Yeah, his wife, his kids, they were going to set him on fire and torture them and rape them and kill them in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But, you know, apparently man's got to have a code, and part of that code is abandoning your family and going to Gotham to be a corrupt cop there. He does play a corrupt cop, well.
Yeah, he didn't learn his ways.
Well, he doesn't.
His ways.
Which possibly brings us on to intelligence. I mean, he's a high-level police officer, but it's in America. That's got to count against him. He's not. He's one. He's not smart enough not to become corrupt, and then two, he's not smart enough to remain corrupted.
But he doesn't get caught being corrupted.
Well, not in the movie, but we all know that Carter Verona is called out a hitting him the instant he's got his phone call to his lawyer. Maybe we can't say this. And you know what to say, Carter Verona is referred to by law enforcement in this movie as like a massive drug kingpin, a huge bad guy that controls half of Miami, and his operations seem at best small, at worst non-existent, and all the shit that he's got for his drug dealing empire seems crap. Like, his boat is not impressive at the end. It's a nice boat.
Yeah, it's a nice boat, but it's not like
it's not drug kingpin.
Like, you don't go like Scarface. You can't really compare it to.
No. No. So.
Wait, what point are you making?
Well, it's not just that he's corrupt, but he's corrupt to kind of a crap, shitty kingpin.
All right, I see what you're saying.
He feels like he's a.
I think he's an average. I think
I was going to go a little bit low.
No, I don't think we can. I think like 40.
All right, I'll go with you. I like the guy. I'll go with you. Fighting ability, very low. He gets immediately overwhelmed and a rat stapled to a bucket to his chest. So
yeah,
0.
Yeah, 0.
He's a cop, but he does not seem to be a good or effective cop. Driving ability, we never see him drive.
0.
He's a cop. Well, he's a cop. He's got to drive.
Okay. Oh no, yeah. I see your point. What then? Like
10.
10. Fine.
He's probably an okay driver. He's probably had cop driving lessons. Roid rage level. I
don't think he gets angry.
He does a bit when with in fairness, they're putting a rat in his chest and blowtorching it.
Is that anger or is that like?
Well, it's anger before it turned into shit pants shit in fear. Let's give him a 10.
Okay.
I can't justify it. We'll just go with it. Family level 0. He's got family to no one. He betrays the drug kingpin. He betrays the other cops. Dick all, right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
And law breaking. I mean, genuinely quite high.
Yeah.
He's clearly a corrupt cop. He's clearly knows that this guy is killing, torturing, murdering people. He's doing fuck all about it apart from taking a handy.
What, like 60, 70?
Well, 60, 70 seems quite high. I'm willing to go a solid 45 though.
Okay.
He doesn't actually seem to be killing people himself. Yeah, I can't really justify it. I see the fact I like this actor is kind of throwing me off. I really do like Mark Boone. Mark Boone Jr. Alright, we're moving on to our next character. Do you know his name?
No. I don't.
Well, it's not surprising that you do. It's Jimmy, and Jimmy is presumably the guy that actually works at Teji's garage. Because Teji ain't doing shit. Jimmy seems to be the one that's actually running the place. He is not a good gambler. He's okay at jimmying open a lock and raising a drawbridge. And he seems to be very good with cars because he's telling him, he tells the boys that this shit's wired in a way that he can't see, but he can maybe get it out.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be pretty good. Not the best, because the person who wired it in seems to be better than he is. He seems pretty good.
Okay.
So there's no point discussing Jimmy, apart from to say what his nickname should be. Now I'm going to have to look away from the picture because he's Asian, and unfortunately, looking at his picture is only giving me nicknames of a very certain type, which is not cool. I mean, the classics, we've got sort of Jimmy Riddle, you know. It's not great. Let's just go with a classic, Jimmy Riddle, fuck it.
Okay.
I can't think of anything better. You got anything better for Jimmy?
No, I don't. I don't remember him.
It's only when editing this the next day that I realised that, of course, his nickname should be Slim Jimmy. He works with cars, he breaks and enters. It's fucking Slim Jimmy. It's obvious, but I didn't think that at the time, so I'm in it in now. I couldn't let it go. Yeah, he is in this movie. He's not worth discussing much more. However, he's going to score quite highly in a couple of levels. Not much, actually. Well, intelligence. What are we giving him for intelligence? He seems to be very competent at his job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to give him a solid 60. Sort of better than average.
Yeah.
Knows his computers and shit.
That's sound.
Fighting ability, we never see him fight,
Don't
and I'm going to
see it.
guess based on his physique and general demeanour, is 0. Driving ability, we never see him drive either. He might be in the scramble, but it's not shown.
He probably is, but there's not. Yeah, that's not.
But he could definitely
clear.
drive, right?
Yeah,
Like, he's not working in the
give him a
garage doing
10
all that
again
sh-
then.
No,
like
I'm
the
not
last
giving him
guy.
a 10. No. Being a cop allows you a certain level of competence that I'm not sure being a... He can drive, but it doesn't mean he's good at it.
Well, like 5.
He's getting a 6. Because, we've done 5 a lot. Roy Reed's level, almost none. Because he loses in poker. Tesh beats the shit out of him at poker, and he's not mad. Nothing seems to faze Jimmy. He seems a genuinely happy-go-lucky guy. I quite like him. But he gets fuck all for Roy Reed's level as well. He seems incredibly chill. Mi Familia level, he seems to love Tej.
Mm-hmm.
And the garage crew, who there are several of, but we only get introduced to him and Tej. He seems to fucking love him. I'm willing to give him a little something.
Like what?
I'm not suggesting we go mental, but I'm willing to give him like a 35, 40.
Alright, okay. I'm fine with that, yeah.
We'll go 35. Law breaking, very little. I mean, he breaks and enters to raise a drawbridge, but it's not like he does that.
B&E.
Fucks it. I'm
I don't
willing to
think
give him.
B&E's I think B&E's like maybe a 15 or a 20.
It's more than speeding, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not like it doesn't seem like he's going to wreck the place on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him a 15.
Cool.
I don't mind Jimmy Riddle, Piddle. Oh, is there a better nickname for Jimmy? What is it about Jimmy that we know? It feels like he wants to blow Tesh. It feels like he's in love with that dude. I'm never going to have a chance with Suki.
Alright, yeah, do that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's not good, but I mean, I'm losing enthusiasm for the whole series, and we've got another fucking 8. I realise that we've got the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I think my favourite of Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
I really do like one. It's a better movie. I can't explain why I like 3. It's terribly acted. It's a moronic fucking movie. Its plot makes no goddamn sense. It's stupid all the way through. And it might be just because I like the Teriyaki Boys song so much. The slightly racist Teriyaki Boys song. It may be because I like that so much. But we're doing that one next. That's next week's.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, I think we should give Fast and Furious a rest
a break
for a while.
for a bit. Yeah.
I would like to do Star Wars. I feel like we've got a lot to say about the new Star Wars.
I'm really against doing Star Wars.
That's only because you don't want to watch the movies again.
I really don't.
But do you not think it would be fun to watch the movies again and rip it apart? We should tell our viewers that the first time we watched, is it the Rise of Skywalker or whatever it is? No, that's the last
No,
one.
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. The first time we watched The Last Jedi, it's like a 2 hour 20 movie or something. It's not a short movie, but we then complained about it for about 3 weeks, non-stop. It was a conversation.
Ridiculous, man.
It was a conversation that lasted. The first conversation lasted about 4 hours, and it was just us complaining about.
I mind I phoned you.
Dog shit movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. We made phone calls to each other. Like we live before Discord, we lived on an entirely text-based basis, and we hated these movies so much that they actually facilitated a phone call just so we could complain about them in person, which is remarkable. But do you not think that gives us something to?
I'd go through the characters. I'm not watching it.
You've got to watch it.
I don't want to watch
You
it.
won't have that hot rage. You know that
We can talk about this after.
Okay, but
Talk about it after.
I'd like all the viewers of Top Tunk. Oh, by the way, subscribe and leave a like. That'd be, and leave a comment and shit. You know. But I'd like the viewers of Top Trump to create some sort of mail-in campaign to Dynamic to make him watch the new Star Wars movies again.
You try to get people to bully me into watching Star Wars.
I'd love to get people to bully you into watching Star Wars, and not just the 3 mainline ones, Rogue One and Skywalker and A Han Solo story as well.
I really don't want to.
I
don't
understand
want to do that
you don't
at
want
all.
to. They're not good movies. I would very much like to, though. Anyway, not important. We'll come back to that. Next up is just the fucking delicious Suki. I mean, goddamn, this woman is gorgeous. Devon Aoki. She is a supermodel that only ever did like 2 movies, and it's one of them is this, and the other one is DOA, which is a terrible but super hot, like crappy fighting movie. Like the women in it are spectacular, including Devon Aoki, but she's not as spectacular as she is in this movie. She's goddamn gorgeous.
Right.
Right, no comment.
I mean, sure. You'd like go on about it though, man.
Would you? Yeah. Well, that's her point in the movie is to be gorgeous, and she's gorgeous.
I mean, like, yeah, she's like fit. I agree.
Fucking hell.
I don't need to have a big speech about it though.
Some input. Some input would be nice. She's the only. Well, no, you've got Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like Eva Mendes.
Oh no.
No?
No, I do. I'm saying, oh no, like you don't.
I'll take Devon anytime. Devon is very smart by appearances. Like she's done her car and she's programmed custom interfaces.
Mm-hmm.
Custom weird Japanese chibi interfaces.
So she has, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I kind of like, but it is weird. But she's clearly very smart. I mean, I don't want to go with the obvious Suki Cox. It seems it's an Austin Powers thing, you know. I mean, she's a strong, proud feminist, so I think it should be Suki my clip, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
You know, she's aggressive, and I'm about it. She's got an all-girl race team that helps her.
That's true. That is true.
They're all into girl power and stuff. I'm about it. Suki my lay, bitch. Yep, I think that's nailed it. I think we've smashed it. We can't ignore Suki. You know, we've got to use that for the.
Yeah, it's sitting there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just sitting there like a turd in a fruit bowl. It's just sitting there. Intelligence. I'm willing to give her like Jimmy 60. Or
Yeah,
a bit more or a bit less.
Nah, I was thinking about the same. I think the same's fine.
I'll give her 61 and a quarter. And the
Okay.
1.25 is just for that chibi interface, because it's now like 10 years on or 15 years on since this movie was made. That shit's still difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing it on basically a TI-83 calculator. Kind of impressive. Fighting ability, she's a twig. She's an attractive twig, but
And she doesn't fight
no,
in the
she's.
movie.
I have no doubt that if you waved a strong breeze near her, she would explode. Like, that woman does not look like she has any muscle tone whatsoever. Dick all. Driving ability, now, she loses that race.
Yeah, when she jumps over the bridge.
She loses that race, and not only
Mhm.
does she lose that race, here's the thing. One, she was losing that race. She never had a chance of winning that race. But she continues to damage her car and, just make issues when she has no chance of coming back from the rear and winning. So what's the fucking point? It's winner take all. Like, the guy...
Are you saying she might as well have gave up?
Yeah, the guy whose nickname is astonishingly Orange Julius, that she is racing against in that race. Those characters do have names. The black guy is called Slapjack, weirdly, and the Cuban guy is called Orange Julius.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think is a reference to a malled drink in America. An Orange Julius.
No
No idea.
clue.
But she races when she shouldn't. She should just give up when she realizes she's got no chance to win. And she jumps the drawbridge and destroys her car for no fucking reason whatsoever. It's stupid to do so. She should have stopped like the other guy.
Mhm. Like
Like
Orange Julius.
Yeah, well, at the end of the movie, in the scramble, he's still driving that car.
That's true.
Slapjack is driving a car, but I'm not sure if you see it's the original one. The original one must be fucked because he goes into a side.
I remember he fucks it up, yeah.
He annihilates it. Whereas Orange Julius, still toting about his car. He lost the money, but he was never going to get first and win the money, so why annihilate his car? What I'm saying is, I don't rate her driving very well.
Okay.
I mean, she's better than average. I'm willing to give her a 12 to 15.
I think 12's fine.
Right, so getting 12. Let's fucking move on. This is not worth the discussion. Roid rage level, she's incredibly angry.
Mm-hmm.
She's very angry. She's, again, impotently angry, but she is road raging hard.
Yes, yeah.
She feels like a 60.
I like that.
Just straight out the gate. Family level, she seems real tight with her crew at the start, and then we never really see them again. But they're all wearing matching outfits and working together.
Doesn't she hang out more around the garage though?
Yeah, well, I presume that's because they're fixing up her car.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think it's that high. I think something, but I don't think
She feels like a 20, doesn't she?
Yeah.
There's something there, but we don't get enough of a taste of it to see what it's all about. Lawbreaking, I mean, what does she do? She engages in an illegal street race in which she fucks her own car. That's 10 max. And later on, she does another...
She's in the scramble.
Yeah, she's in the scramble in one of the cars. But they apparently get away with that with just a ticket, which I find astonishing. He's just getting a ticket after that. That doesn't seem possible. You'd assume he was definitely going to jail, but apparently he doesn't. He just gets a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure it ups the law breaking very much.
Like what, 15?
I don't think it's even 15. She's getting a 13.
13. Okay.
Because she is not the one that breaks the laws of physics in that first race. Paul Walker is, and we will get to him. But it's Paul Walker that breaks physics in that first race. Next up is Agent Markham, played by James Remar, a man
He's in a ton of stuff.
You've seen his face 1 million times.
Yeah.
I bet you did not know he was called James Remar.
No, he's in a. Isn't he in
He's
Django?
in fucking everything. He's in everything. He is in Django.
He's Dexter's dad as well.
He's in everything. He's one of these actors that has been consistently and constantly in work for the last 40 goddamn years, and stuff that you have seen.
Yeah.
He's had a very nice career, and yet for some reason has absolutely zero name recognition.
It's because he's never a lead.
No, he's never a lead. But he's always a big secondary character.
I would say in some stuff, but I wouldn't say he's a particularly huge secondary character in this.
No, but in some stuff he is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Agent Markham, or as I will call him, Agent Mark Me Down as a shithead. He's not good
Okay.
in this movie. He's a very bad agent. He's terrible. He only does one thing right, which is shoot that weird three-pronged electro thing at Paul's car to begin with. Apart from that, he seems to be actively shit at his job. Like, rampantly bad.
Is that at the start of the movie that he does that?
That's when Paul is escaping from the initial race at Tej's garage.
Yeah, okay.
He's the one that takes the shot, puts the electro disabler, whatever the fuck it is, on Paul Walker's car. But that seems to be the only clever thing he does in this entire goddamn movie. Let's just take you through what this agent does. He stops Paul Walker. He co-opts him into working with them, then immediately starts talking to him like he's a piece of shit. I've no idea why. You want this guy to work for you and like cooperate, and you constantly talk to him like he's just the worst piece of shit you've ever met. And it's Paul Walker's crimes are like speeding and not handing someone over to the cops. Like, they're not horrendous.
No,
They're like,
there's no murder or that, or
it's
kidnapping
18
or...
months in it's 18 months in minimum security. You know, what the fuck are we talking about here? But he talks to him like he's an absolute piece of shit. He then puts his friend, his colleague, up as a second driver, and he is apparently not wired that driver at fucking all to make sure he knows anything about cars. I'm not sure he knows that guy can drive.
I think this is bumping his intelligence down a few points.
Oh, massively. And I'm not finished. He then has like a strop about this guy getting his own partner. I don't know fucking why. Then they go and get the partner, who he immediately, again, treats like a piece of shit and has a strop at. I don't know why.
At like the cafe when they're at it.
You're trying to get him to work for you, and you're treating him again like a piece of shit. Like, what is the point of this? I don't fucking get it. Then those two guys go away and do undercover work like you tell them to, and then you immediately see them driving in a car, and you decide, oh, they're running. They have no reason to run.
Yeah.
They have zero reason to run. Roman could literally have just said, I don't want to do this. He had like a couple of months of house arrest left. And you think he's heading for the border? The fuck are you talking about? You sent them out on a mission. You sent them out with the agent, Eva Mendes, that you fucking trust. You sent them with her to go and do something, which she presumably told you what they were going to do, that they were away to a job interview. They go and do the thing, and you send like a chopper and come after them with your guns out. You're out your goddamn fucking mind. Now, we'll move over the bit, because we'll get to it, how the fuck Tyrese ended up with a pistol. But when he takes a couple of pot shots at you, which, you know, he shouldn't have done, because he shoots your car. He should have definitely shot 40 feet over your head if he was pretending to shoot at you. But when he comes... But then you don't pursue him. You let him get away and go back to the drug dealer's house, and you wait for him to turn up again at your headquarters. You presume that the guy you just accused of running away who took a shot at you is then going to come back to the police headquarters, and when he does, you like pull out a gun and like try and arrest him. And it doesn't get any better from there. The rest of the movie is just more stupid fucking decisions from this halfwit.
So, for intelligence, are we feeling
it's not going to be
low?
high. Let's put this out.
Very low.
It's not going to be good. I'm going to say 17. I'm not going to justify it.
Okay.
But it gets 17. Stupid fuck. He then, even though these guys are doing what you're supposed to, I'm not going to, I'm going to finish this rant just because it's been bothering me for a while since I watched this movie again. even though these guys are now doing what the fuck you told them to do, and they tell you where they expect stuff and where they don't expect stuff, you then make the decision that you're going to ignore what they're telling you and put their lives in dangers and raid stuff and ignore that anyway. And then after that, all turns up tits up because Carter Verone tricked you and you're raiding the airplane that he wasn't fucking in because apparently your guys can't even keep their eyes on a fucking target. After all that, there's 6 bags of cash at a drug deal on a boat or on a drug boat. And you don't know how much money's being transported. So when they only turn in 3 bags, he's just like, is it just the 3 bags? And then Tyrese goes, oh, here's another 3 bags. And I went, yeah, okay. Like, then's the time to be annoyed. Then's the time to go, what, we just going to keep those 3 bags, you fucking piece of shit? But you're cool then. The entire movie you've been an aggro piece of crap, but then you're chill about it. I'm not sure how much is in these bags. Not as much as you think. Here's the thing. How much do you think he's actually getting away with? It's not 100 mil, is it? It's like 5.
Are you talking about Carter Verone?
Yeah, how much cash is in those 6 bags? Is it 5 million? Is it more? Is it 10 million?
No, it's closer to 5, I think.
Like, but again, I'm not impressed by your drug empire. Anyway, none of this is important. It doesn't relate to marketing. Just fucking get some of my tits, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking, we'll let it go, but you know. Whatever. Fighting ability, you know, he's quite aggro, he's aggressive, he has a scuffle with like Roman, but I'm not impressed. I'm going to give him a 4.
Okay.
You know, I have strong opinions on this man. I don't want to talk about it much more. Driving ability is very high. Extremely high. And do you know why it's extremely high?
No.
It's because when the guys are on the job interview and they're driving to the reclamation yard, he is at these offices, presumably some distance away.
And he manages to catch up to them.
He manages to catch up to them at the yard at the same time. So the 2 boys have sped as fast as they can to the yard. And he has just rocked up at the exact same time after having a much longer and lower start. So his driving ability has got to be off the fucking hook. Like, I'm willing to give him
be the top out of this movie.
Yes, I'm willing to give him like a 70.
You'll go for it. I like that.
Because he has godlike, and this will come up in the break in physics later. He has godlike driving ability. It's kind of astonishing. Does not deserve it, but that's what he's getting. Roid rage level is through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it's through the roof. Because not only is he very angry, but is undeservedly angry. It is the absolute epitome of roid rage, sparking up into a terrible fury
for no reason.
over no reason. Making terrible, impulsive decisions for no good fucking reason. I'm willing to say it flat out. He's like an 85.
I was thinking that, or 90.
I'm going to give him an 85 because he doesn't actually pistol whip or shoot anybody. But, you know.
Very cross man.
Psychotically angry for no fucking reason. Family level, zilch. Nobody seems to like this cunt. Like, even the people that work with him seem to think he's a giant chode.
Yeah, 0.
Oh, yeah, got you. Law breaking. He does go faster than is physically humanly possible.
Yeah, he does some Daenerys Targaryen shit.
He does. He's like he's got a dragon in his back pocket. I'm not saying that this is, you know.
I don't know. It should be noted though.
It should be
the
noted.
reason he's getting like.
It feels like a 37, and I can't tell you why.
Yeah, go 37. I like that.
I can't justify it, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. It feels like what it feels like. Right. Well, we'll end him. He genuinely annoys me. I'm genuinely quite angry.
You let it go. He's done.
Let it fucking go. Let it go.
Good vibes only.
Yeah, we're moving on to a guy that annoys me a lot less this movie than he did the previous movie, because he was exactly the same in the previous movie as Markham is in this movie.
Yeah, it's like they totally retconned him almost.
Well, it's like they wrote Markham's bit for Bilkins, and then Bilkins came back and went, "Nah, I just want to be fucking chill."
Yeah.
Right? We'll get James Remar in. to really ham this up, just to be real fucking accurate. Let's not go back. So we're at Bilkins. Bilkins doesn't give you a lot to work with. Agent Bilkins.
Wilkins, Stilkins.
I mean, I just want to go Bilky.
Go. All right. Yeah.
Bilky. Yeah, we're going Bilky. I can't justify it. It's not apt, but I like it. Bilkins is pretty chill, this movie. He's not in it a lot, but he's way more relaxed. I don't know if he's been demoted or he's near retirement and doesn't give much of a shit, but he's real chill.
Oh, he's got like 6 months left. He stopped caring.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. It's all holiday brain. He's got half halls next week. He's fine with it. He's just whatever.
Could also be Miami, because he's just like wearing shirts and stuff. You know, he's just chilling.
That's true. If we learned anything from Will Smith's musical career in the late 90s, early 90s, it's that Welcome to Miami. It's a real chill place.
Yeah. Right. Intelligence.
No, I'm allowed to give him
Just,
okay
like,
intelligence.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like dumb.
No, I'm allowed to give him like a 40. Just,
That's
yeah, fine. Fighting ability, he doesn't fight in this movie, and he seems to have zero interest in fighting or being aggro.
Mm-hmm.
Gets fuck all. Driving
Sound.
ability, we don't see him drive at all
Yeah,
in this
he
movie.
don't drive.
Fuck all. Roid Rage level, nil. He's
Yeah.
incredibly chill this movie. He does not care. He's got 2 weeks in Tenerife coming up, and that's all he's thinking about. Dick all. Family level, he does not seem to give a shit about the other cops. The only person he actually seems to give a bit of a shit about is Paul Walker. And I don't really understand why, because Paul Walker is the one that betrayed
Screwed
you
him
last
over.
movie.
Yeah. Well, that just... He's on that... He's just like forgiving and forgetting, you know?
It's very odd, but I mean, I'm going to give him like 1 for being nice to Paul.
Okay.
People should be nice to Paul. Law breaking, dick all. He doesn't break any laws. This is not a good card in the
It's not a
Trump
good
game.
card in
Well-
the game, but it is a good card morally.
Yeah, it's a better card than it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving on to one of my very favourite characters of the whole damn thing.
Luda.
Luda. I mean, Ludacris is already a nickname. Luda, shoulda.
Luda, shoulda, woulda.
It's pretty good. Luda, shoulda, woulda. That is just solid as hell. Yeah, let's go with that. That's a pretty good nickname. Luda, shoulda, woulda. Yeah, that's solid. Intelligence seems very smart.
Oh yeah,
He's making
honestly,
money hand over
I'm
fist.
feeling like 70.
I'm happy to go with 70. He's making money hand over goddamn fist. He's surrounded by insanely hot women 24/7 who all seem to like him.
Yeah,
Like he's not pissing any of them off. They seem to be super comfortable around him. He doesn't seem like he's a bit flirty with Suki in a way that, I mean, maybe these days is a bit you'd raise an eyebrow to, but at the time that was utterly acceptable. And they seem to be friends and taking it in good spirit, and he doesn't seem to do that to anybody else. Like, he seems respectful. He just seems like a wonderful fucking dude. I really want to be friends with Tesh. He seems like a great guy.
he does.
I'm all about him.
Fighting. He didn't fight, does he? I don't remember him fighting anyone.
No, he doesn't, but he is threatening.
So like what? Something.
Well, he stares down 2 professional criminals into giving up their prized cars.
Corpy and
Darden. Like,
there's
there's an intimidation thing there. But does that come up under this, or does it come up under Roid?
I think it comes up under this.
Fair enough. Then I'm willing to give him like a 10, just based on the stare down.
Okay.
Interesting. Driving ability. We do see him drive. He doesn't want to drive. He was a former racer who had a bad crash, and he doesn't want to drive. But he does drive when he takes Paul's car at the scramble at the end of the movie.
Yes,
and
he does.
he escapes Klops for a while until
And
he
he
like
doesn't
gives up.
crash.
Does not.
So I don't know. I don't think like high.
No, but I'm willing to give him something. I'm willing to
Like
give him like
what,
a
like 10, 15?
yeah. I'm willing to have to give him a 15.
Okay.
Roydrey's level. Okay, if he doesn't get the stare, if he gets the stare down in the thing in the fighting level, he doesn't get anything for this. He does
Yeah.
not seem that angry or annoyed.
Nah,
He's
he's chill.
occasionally a bit miffed, but at no point do you think that his annoyance is going to lead to violence.
Yeah. No, I think 0.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Family level, people love him. I'm not sure he feels the same way back, but people fucking love him.
I don't think it's like ridiculously high though.
No, it's not, but it's something. It's like a 20-25.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 23.
Because he likes Paul and he likes his like
He
crew.
likes Jimmy, he likes Suki, he likes the rest
Yeah.
of his crew.
Does
And
he
people
like
seem happy about
Roman
him.
particularly? I don't.
I
I
don't
don't
think he minds
remember.
him.
Yeah.
I think they get along fine.
Right.
Lawbreaking, not that high.
No, it's only really the
Illegal
street
gambling
racing.
and presumably like telling Jimmy to go and commit that B&E. Running for the cops. Like there
I think
is
like
something
20.
there. Don't know that he deserves a 20.
I think.
What about an
Right.
18? Because I want to give him like a 12. So how about I meet you at 18? And I
All right,
accept
I'll take that.
I'm maybe misjudging it because I like Tej so much.
But I think it should be sort of near to 20, just because he's the one giving the orders to Jimmy.
No,
you know?
you got a point here, but
I think 18's fine.
right. Now we're going to move on to Carter Verona, who is a low-level drug dealer that is somehow like the kingpin of Miami, although he is
Yeah.
definitely not. He's got quite a nice house.
He's got a nice house and like nice cars.
He's got a nice house. He's got nice cars. He's got a nice boat. But
He's got
none
people
of it.
working for him. Doesn't he have maids and stuff?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he's got millions of people working for him. It seems like he's got, 2 maids and 2 bodyguards and maybe an IT guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not talking fucking El Chapo here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. He's not on that level.
Do you remember the guy in Bad Boys 2? Where the house is so stuffed full of cash that they're having the rats are eating it, and it's kind of irritating them. Because this is a stupid problem to have, but it is a problem.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have that problem.
This guy does not have that problem. He's got 6 bags of cash, and not that full bags. Those knapsacks are half full at best.
He's got money.
He's got
but
some money. I'm
It's not
willing to
Walter
say he's
White money.
No, I'm willing to say he's a millionaire. I'm not willing to say he's a billionaire
Oh no chance.
or 100 millionaire.
No, not at all.
Anyway, Carter Verona. Carter the Moaner.
Yeah, I like that. He does moan a bit.
He is incredibly annoying all the time. Carter, they're gonna shoot you in the fucking face. Carter, they're gonna put a rat in your chest.
A rat on your chest.
On one of the weirdest tortures of all time.
Yeah, man went Victorian with that one.
He went fucking medieval on his ass.
Yeah.
Carter, they're gonna go medieval in your ass. Yep, that's nailed it. Intelligence does not seem high. His business is apparently profitable, but not as good as it should be. His rules and the way that he works is weird. His intimidation does not work. The cop betrays him.
I think the intelligence, right? I think it's like 40.
I don't think it's 40.
I think it is. Because he's managed to... He is making money. He's not making insane money.
He's managed to what? He's managed to run an organisation that's had a DEA agent as his second in command for over a year.
That is true.
Like, I presume genuinely that she's actually running the operation, and she's the reason that he's making some money recently. I don't believe that he's competent to do it on his own.
Right.
I want to give him a 20.
Okay, yeah, right. Give him 20.
I don't think he's competent. Fighting ability, he gets something. He's very willing to do it, but you get the feeling that he's very willing to punch a man whose like arms are being held back.
Yeah. No, because
I'm
he
not.
doesn't really have like a fair 1v1.
No, because he would prefer a gun every time.
Like 10?
I don't know that he
5?
rates at 10. Let's go 8. We need to. Yeah, not happy about it. Driving ability. Well, he presumably drives because it's his Ferrari, but I don't think we ever see him drive.
No, we don't. I don't think it's that high.
Well, I'm willing to give him
I
like
think
a
it's
5 basic
yeah.
driving ability,
Yeah.
but you know, it doesn't get any more. Roidra's level. I mean, fuck me,
Mate,
he's psychotic.
this has got to be like 95, 100.
Well, I said in the previous one that we've got to remember that The Rock is in these later and is psychotically roid ragey. However, I rewatched this movie since then, and fucking Carter Verona
Yeah.
is psychotically angry.
He gets angry at everybody.
Like, he might be our top trump for this. He wants to instantly go to murder or torture or I'm not sure what the relationship is with Heaven Mendes, but it does not seem consensual, let's put it that way.
No, it does not.
I'm willing to go for the
He is
100.
not a nice guy. He's an angry man.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go for 99 so that we've got somewhere to go.
Okay.
You
Wait,
know,
see the thing though that we can we not just see for The Rock, for example?
Yeah.
Can we not just give him like 300 if it's like insane one movie?
No, because 100 is the most it can be.
Are we all right? Because with the Harry Potter ones, we were given
No,
plus 100 and then minus numbers.
yes, plus 100. You can go as minus as low as you like. You can go negative as much as you like, but 100 is maximum.
I swear we gave more than 100 though.
We gave 100 plus 8 for Mrs. Filch in Chamber of Secrets. That's because she was playing 2 characters, and a live cat and a stone cat. She played them both well.
Alright, I see what you're saying.
That's a special circumstance. But no, 100 is as much as you can do, I feel. And you know,
Okay.
what I feel matters. Basically the motto of my life. Family level, no, he's got people that work for him and they seem quite loyal, but fuck me, nobody seems to like him. Tell me what you feel and I'll see if it's correct or not.
I feel like 5.
You see, my gut said 7. Let's go 6 and
6.
both be slightly unhappy. Lawbreaking, fucking massive.
Oh, it's got. Surely this is like
He is not
90
at
to
100.
100.
He is not at 100.
All right, okay. It's got to be. It's got to be
It's a
95.
solid 90 plus, yeah. Let's go 90.
Because it's not even. It's criminal laws he's breaking.
Oh, he's breaking the laws of man, God, everyone that moves.
Yeah.
He's breaking the laws of physics by surviving that car crashing into his boat where he was standing. I do not believe he should have survived that crash. Let's go 93.
He survives a shotgun to the chest as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He
it's
gets
kind of
shot in the
shoulder.
chest.
It should kill him, but you know. Yeah,
Does he ever pop up again?
he does not. And it's weird because he's way better than some of the villains that reoccur. There's like an El Chapo later on, who Carter Verona would have been absolutely perfect for, but it's not. It's some other dude who's not interesting or intimidating. Weirdly, the plot of this movie is almost exactly the same as the plot of Fuller.
Oh, really?
It's a drug dealer who's hiring drivers to drive products for him. There's competitions, and drivers win their weight. Like, it's weirdly the exact same goddamn movie.
Huh.
It's not important, but that will come up when we get to that movie. But you know, that is fucking odd.
So wait, what do we give the law breaking?
Oh, like 90. I think we said 93. Yeah, 93.
93. Cool.
Right, now we're moving on to Eva Mendes, whose character name is
I can't remember.
Monica Fuentes.
Okay. Wait, is it Puentes or Fuentes, like an F or a P?
Fuentes.
F. Fuentes, right.
Yeah.
Eh,
She's either extremely good at her job or not that great at it. And I'm still not clear at the end of this movie whether she is a good guy or a bad guy. I can't tell if she's shagging him or not, Carter Vrona. I can't tell if she's willing. She doesn't seem like she's helping to torture people, but she does help to torture people. Like, at that point where she's torturing that guy, there's 4
Yeah.
good guys in that room and 3 bad guys. And you've got him on torturing a cop. Like, you could. That's enough. You could have stopped him there.
Yeah,
But you didn't. You put a ball gag in the guy's mouth and held it down.
that is true. That is very true.
But as I said earlier, I have a conspiracy theory that she's actually the one running Carter Vrona's organisation, which is why he's recently making money. Because he is not competent to be doing it on his own. I believe she's the brains behind the Kingpin.
I think she gets high on intelligence.
I still think she gets that high. I don't think she gets that high, but I'm willing to give her like a 50.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with 50.
A little better than average, but not spectacular. Fighting ability, apparently reasonable. Like, not spectacular, but she can fight and she scraps a little bit.
Who does she fight?
Well, on the boat to break free, does she not?
Oh.
I suppose you don't see it. But she's led below by like 2 other guys, and she comes up with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to give her like a 5. Just she does have some physical action in it.
Yeah, I'm fine with 5.
Yeah, 5 seems fine. Driving ability. She doesn't drive in this movie.
No, she doesn't. She gets driven everywhere.
She gets driven and seemingly has no fear of automobile accidents because she's quite willing to look Paul Walker in the eye as he does that weird.
Oh
not
yeah,
looking. Incredibly dangerous.
Does she still get like the baseline police?
We never see her drive. I'm not sure she can drive.
Surely, do you not need to have a driving license to be a policeman?
She's not a policeman. She's a DEA agent.
Do you not think you'd need a driving license though?
I mean, that feels like something a fact checker could fact check.
Give me a sec.
Ting 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 ting. I watched Tokyo Drift yesterday.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah, no. To be a DEA agent, you need to have a valid US driver's license.
All right, I'm willing to give her a baseline 5 then. That is a fact worth checking. Roid rage level. She does not seem angry.
No.
Is she angry at all in the entire movie?
I don't remember being angry at all.
Alright, she gets dick all. Family level. She gets very little because I don't know who her family is.
Yeah. Does she ever come up again?
No.
That's weird.
Weirdly, the woman that plays her part. Fast and Furious 4 is an almost exact remake of Fast and Furious 2. And her character is also a character in Fast and Furious 4. But it's Gal Gadot.
And she's Monica Fuentes now.
Well, there's not the same name. But it's the same like position. She's the hirer of the drivers for the drug lord who's going to use the drivers to smuggle stuff.
I see.
But Gal Gadot is then the female lead in the Fast and Furious, well, one of them, from then on. It's weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah, she gets dick off her family. Law breaking. Yeah. I don't know if she's breaking any goddamn laws. I can't tell.
Is it because she's undercover when she's torturing the guy?
That feels like that should be.
It feels illegal, but
it feels illegal. But is it illegal?
Thing where it's like if you're undercover, you're allowed to retain your cover. You know?
Potentially, yes. Especially in America, where law enforcement agencies do not have a duty to protect citizens.
I think
she didn't break any laws of physics or anything.
No, I think she should still get a bit of law breaking though. Even if it's just, I kind of feel like 30 or 40.
I think that's far too high. I thought you were going to give her like a 5 or a 6.
No. It feels really wrong what she's doing though.
It does, but I can't tell if it's illegal or not. Like, they go back and presumably tell the group, and the group doesn't go, she's went too fucking far there.
Can an undercover cop torture someone?
But she's forced to torture that guy. Is she forced? She certainly...
Wait, this is... I think this is in the UK. There's a ban on allowing undercover agents to torture, kill, and rape defeated by government.
I mean, do you know something? I so don't want to know the background to that story and just be depressed. I just want to move on now.
Yeah.
Whatever you have just read out is so grim.
Cut this bit out, man.
I just want to be done with... There's no background to that headline that can make that any better.
No.
Alright, I'm
Cut
giving
that
it...
section out.
No, we've got to leave it in its reality. I'm not happy about it. Alright, Lawbreaking, let's give her a 20 and both be unhappy. Jesus Christ. Genuinely depressed. But that has nothing to do with what you just told me. That's just my general ground state of being. Right, we're moving on to Tyrese or Roman Pierce. Roaming around Miami, piercing some fucking nipples.
I think go with that. I like that one.
He is a loose unit, and I love him.
Yeah, no, he's. I think he's my favorite character in this movie.
Tyrese is great. Like, he's not a good actor, but he's Tyrese and everything. But I really like Tyrese.
Yeah.
So it kind of works for me. Like, intelligence.
He's great.
He's great. There's no point explaining what he does in this movie because he doesn't do anything in this movie apart from make sarcastic comments, which I love, drive, and attempt to heal stuff constantly.
The movie is almost worth watching just for him and Luda.
Luda! Yeah, it is. They are by far the best. Paul Walker is such a vanilla mayonnaise white bread sandwich, and Tyrese and Luda are the fucking chili jam and chutney. They're the spice on top. Fucking love him.
Intelligence.
I mean, fuck, he seems trying to rob from a psychotic drug dealer. I mean, it's not great.
That was one of the best things. He tried. Oh, I thought you had more of them. I didn't think you'd worry about it. As he's putting shit in his pockets. Oh, man.
I'm willing to give it like a 5.
Yeah.
Like, real fucking low. Fighting ability, he seems to be incredibly willing to strip his shirt off and punch stuff, or strip his shirt off and hit someone, or strip his shirt off and drive a car. I think it's mainly the taking the shirt off that he likes, but if it involves beating someone up, he's quite happy to have a go at it.
Yeah, he is.
He's not good at it. Again, him and Paul Walker. I'ma choke you! Paul Walker's fight is... Fucking, I'ma choke you! I'ma choke you! His Paul Walker's fight is fucking terrible. But he is willing to fight, so I'm willing to give him like a 7.
Okay.
The fighting ability is so low, but the reason it's so low is because I know what's coming in the later movies. And eventually we hit 90s and stuff. But the people that do that are gods, and immortal, unkillable, invulnerable gods. We'll get there.
Cool.
And Jason Statham particularly seems to be... He's going to rule this category later on. Driving ability... 30?
Yeah. I think Paul Walker will have a higher driving.
A slightly higher driving.
Yeah. I think 30, 35 would be fine.
30 was instinctual, but 30 feels good. Roid Rage level. I don't know that he's
angry.
He is angry, especially when he does the fight with Paul at the start. He is angry.
Oh yes, he is angry at that, yeah.
But he's not hateful, if you know what I mean. Like, there's not an edge to his anger. You never think this anger is going to progress into murder. It feels like this anger is schoolyard level anger. Like, he wants to punch you in the mouth and shut you up. But he's not going to then pick up a brick and try and smash your skull in.
I think there's something here, though.
There's something here, but it
could be like a 10.
Low. See, I think it's lower than that. Like, I'm willing to give him something, but I think that he's genuinely so good-natured that. No, all right. You want a 5 or a 10?
Yeah, something about that.
He's getting a
Like-
7.
Sound.
Right. Family level, Paul Walker fucking loves him.
Yeah, he does.
He loves him. He clearly he's been thinking about his friend for years and waiting for an opportunity to like hook back up with him. And Tyrese doesn't give a shit at the start, but as soon as he's sort of reminded about the friendship, and
Yeah, they have
Like
that
this-
moment when they're like sitting at the
there's some nice
beach
moments.
or something. Yeah, yeah. I think it's high.
I don't think it's ridiculous. Like, we're not 70s or 80s here, but I'm happy to give him a 55, 60.
I like the 60 more than the
Aye.
55.
Go 60. Law breaking. I don't think he breaks any laws in this movie. He's
Other than
undercover.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he does steal evidence right at the end.
Yeah, he does do that. He steals the money.
He steals a little bit of the money. He gives a lot of it back.
He's still left with like.
I don't
Did
know
they
that he left
say?
with that much. You know, it goes, our pockets ain't empty and we ain't hungry no more. But I'm not sure they got away with that much money. I think they got away with like 20 grand.
That's still like.
It's-
Oh, they absolutely do.
Here's something. He's getting a fucking 5. He breaks almost no laws. He's working undercover. I don't know how this fucker got a gun. I don't know how this convicted felon who's on house arrest, who then flies on a plane, who then gets an FBI supply car, who then drives non-stop, never stops at anywhere to pick up a gun, but somehow has a gun when he gets the thing. I'm not
You
sure
could
who he
ask
gets.
Tej or something.
Maybe. Does he
Like-
meet Tej? Does he not meet Tej after that? I think he
Oh,
does.
is it after it?
I can't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah, right, he gets 5. I really like Tyrese. Right. Paul Walker or Brian O'Connor? Brian O'Connor. Brian O'Cock. I'm the only one that came back from the second movie. Brian O'Cock, I'm the only one that came back for the second movie. I'm going
There
with
we go. Yeah.
it. Intelligence. I don't think he's as smart as he was in the last movie.
Do you know what we gave him last movie?
I think we might have given us 70. I don't think he's as smart as he was in the last movie. I think he's like a 40.
I think I'm fine with that.
Fighting ability, I mean, same as Tej, 7. They're terrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
Driving ability, now, sorry, not Tej, Tyrese. Driving ability, we gave Tyrese 30, so I think Paul is slightly better.
I think he's got to get like a 35 or
I
a
mean, I'm allowed
40.
to give him, yeah, let's give him a 36.
Okay.
I refuse to justify it. Roid rage level, is he angry in this movie?
I don't have any memories of him being particularly angry.
No. Like, even when he's, like, driving the car onto the boat and, like, I don't feel anger out of that. I feel, like, determination and...
Yeah. No, I don't think it's I think like honestly like a 0.
Yeah, he gets dick all. Family level, we gave Tyrese 60. I think Paul likes Tyrese more than Tyrese likes him. So I think he should be slightly lower than Tyrese.
Well, like a 50 or a 40.
But I don't think, I was going to say like a 55 or a 57 or 50 something, you know,
All right, okay. Give him
A little bit.
57. Yeah.
just a little bit less, 57. And law breaking, I mean, if Tyrese gets 5, he gets 5. They break the same law, right? It's the only law they break. Well,
It
he's
is.
also speed racing. He's
But I
also,
think he breaks laws of physics.
yes, well, we'll get to that. But
All right,
he
okay.
he is street racing at the start as well. So you get something for that. Because Tyrese wasn't street
I
racing.
think street racing is that not like a 10?
That's like a 10. I'm willing
So
to
he's
give
at
him
like
another
15 so far.
for stealing the money. Now, there is some physics law breaking here.
Mhm.
One, when he nitro boosts over Slapjack's car from the
Yes.
drawbridge.
Yes.
That makes no goddamn sense. the CGI, that is the one ropey bit of CGI in the movie. It's not great. And there
Nah.
are several other. There's nothing big, but there's 2 or 3 other moments, like when he's driving in reverse up the motorway at 70 miles an hour. I don't think
Yes.
reverse gears do that.
No, I don't think you can't go that speed in reverse, right?
No, it's first. Reverse gear is basically first gear in
back the
reverse.
way. Yeah.
So I don't think you can do 70 down the highway in reverse.
But he
Maybe
instantly, when he's driving ahead of Tyrese,
he
180s, like
spins.
handbrakes turns, is still ahead of him, and
Yep.
then is immediately still going.
70.
So he must have dropped from like 6th gear into a first reverse gear, and the car didn't fucking just brake.
No, you would imagine that what would actually happen is just a gearbox or a clutch exploding out the bottom of the car.
Yeah. So no, that's remarkable. And then the one I remember when I was watching it was the boat jump.
The boat jump.
And the
boat jump is not horrendous. It's not that far a distance. It doesn't go that high. And the way that it hits, you can almost understand it coming to an immediate stop. And I'll say this for the boat jump that doesn't annoy me so much. Tyrese breaks his arm.
He does break his arm.
So there's like a consequence to that jump. Like they don't pretend that it's nothing the way that they do like the first jump or the driving in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just par for the course. But when they do the final jump, which is not, I don't think it's even as big as the drawbridge jump.
I don't know, it's still pretty far.
It's pretty far, but that drawbridge jump is extraordinary. He rocket boosts with nitrous.
Yeah, no, true. But I think it's also the sheer accuracy he has when going off that ramp.
Sure.
To actually hit the boat.
Yeah, and land dead on it. Because if he land, because that boat is not huge.
Not
so if he
land too far forward to where he just kills the guy.
To either side, it would have just slid off. Because that boat, that Kingpin.
No, it's not that much wider than the car.
Like my father used to have a boat, and it was a nice enough boat. It was not as big as that boat, but it was not so different. Like it was different.
The boat in the movie is like got another level.
Yeah,
it's like a couple of levels up. Like
it's a couple levels up, sure. But my dad
it's not
was
a
just
yacht.
It doesn't feel like a yacht. My dad was just like a decent engineer and a decent guy. He wasn't ridiculous, and he had a boat that was a couple of levels below that boat. That does not feel like the boat of an international drug kingpin.
Maybe he's not using his main boat though for
That's true.
transporting.
Yeah, you might have a point there. That might be a sneaky getaway boat. Either way, it is a small target for him to land that car on. It's impressive. I'll give you something for the aim, but not for the jump.
Okay. I think he does score quite highly here, though, for breaking the laws of physics.
Yes, but it's only physics and not crime laws. He's not shooting or torturing people.
I think we add the 15 on.
Sure, but what I'm suggesting is, although physics, you can absolutely break the laws of physics, I don't think they count as much as, like, rape, murder, or torture.
Alright, so he's not like a 90.
I don't think he's a 90. But I'm willing to give him 15, and then I'm willing to make him like a 45, a 50.
50. I like 50.
I'm absolutely willing to do that, but let's not go, Plus, I know how much further weird we go with physics. We've got to have room to move without physics.
Okay.
We go into space. In a car.
Was that not done, though, recently? Or was it just...
No, in a car.
Yeah, was that not the whole... did they not chuck a Tesla into space or something?
Yeah, but they just chucked it into space. It was just a satellite. They just testing out a rocket and they needed a payload, so they stuck Elon Musk's car in it, drove it up and dumped it out the side of the rocket. They didn't rocket the car. They didn't steer the car up to the fucking space and then drive about in space, which they do in Fast and Furious 9.
I see.
Right.
Oh, wait, and it's the two is Luda and
It's Luda and Tyrese.
They have came far
They really have.
from street racing in Miami in the early 2000s.
Do you know who's come even further though?
Hmm.
Lucas Black, Little Bow Wow, not Little Bow Wow. Who's the rapper? Is it Bow Wow in Tokyo Drift? Maybe
Oh,
it
I
is.
don't know what you're talking about. I haven't got that far yet.
The
Oh,
lead
wait, you're talking
guy.
about the guy with the Hulk car?
Yes.
Ah, right. I didn't realize he was a rapper. I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, him, Lucas Black, and an Asian guy that's also in that movie. They build the rocket for Tyrese and Roman. So
Oh,
they
wait,
came quite far as well.
I recognize. Oh, wait, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway, that is the end of Trump's Talk 5, Revenge of the Trumps. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
We are
thank
now
you.
going on to the last part of the... That wasn't for you, fuckhead. That was
No,
for
I
our
was talking
viewers.
to the. I said, yeah, thank you to the viewers.
Good. On the
Aye.
ball. We have come to the last piece of our podcast before we die off. Die off? Fuck me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hope.
I'm having one
I
of those
hope
kind of
not.
days. We're coming to the last part of the podcast before we leave you. We leave you in love and happiness and chillness. And we've got a few things to tidy up. So one, do the subscription, comment, like thing. That would all be great. That'd really help us out. Thank you for that. Cheers. Two, we have a website. It's trumpstalk.com. There's not much on it, but you can go and have a look. I'm putting up the cards that we've made for previous weeks up there. So if you want to make your own decks, you can print them out and play them. We also have a subreddit, we have a Twitter account, we have a TikTok account. It's all Trump's Talk. There's not much on any of it yet because I don't think either of us knows how to work any of that shit. But we're going to try.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're going to try. We're going to make an effort. And we'll give it a bash. And to anyone that wants to give us money, I mean, I'll suck a dick. I'll sell out immediately. I'll absolutely do it. You know, fucking whoever, Nord, whatever, send me some cash. We see what we can do. And anyone that wants to send me free shit that I can sell for cash, knock yourself out. I'm just putting it out there.
It's going to get to the point where it's just like if anyone's in the area getting rid of fucking anything.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon.
Do we actually?
Yeah, I set up the Patreon.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go to the Patreon.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to link that shit up. But yeah, we've got Trump's Talk Patreon. It's interesting. However, we'll finish off the week with what have we watched? What have you watched, Dynamic?
I have watched very little.
Good. Yet again, you are bringing some sterling stuff
I've got
to this
one
conversation.
movie. I've seen one movie in the last 2 weeks since watching Fast and Furious 2. I saw the Sopranos prequel. Sorry.
Oh, Saints of New York.
Yeah.
You think I haven't seen it?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I think that if you like the Sopranos, it's nice. You know, it's a good movie. It's got good references.
Sure, but I kind of wish they'd let some stuff lie.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of the people like Big Pussy's in it, Polly's in it, Sill's in it. But the thing is, it feels like the guys that are playing them are just doing impressions of them.
Oh, they
It's
are.
not really acting. It's like
Yeah.
they're just doing, I don't know, just impressions of them. But the main character or whatever, Chrissy's dad, he was fine. He was probably the best part of the movie. Actually, the guy that played Junior was really good. He's in tons of stuff, though. He was a bad guy in Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the tall, bald guy.
I do.
I thought he was pretty good. But
British actor Mark Strong.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the other guy that looks like Mark Strong that was
Yeah.
the bad guy in Ant-Man. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
For some reason I was thinking of Kingsman.
Oh, I've never seen that. Is Mark Strong in that?
Oh. What's the point of you?
Alright, fucking hell.
You never seen Kingsman?
No. I'm not interested in it.
I
I've heard it's good, but
mean, if you didn't live 50 miles away from me, I would kick you right in the dick hole right now.
you feel that strongly about Kingsman.
I don't feel that strongly about Kingsman. Kingsman 2 really ruins it, I'll be honest. It retroactively ruins the first one. But I feel strongly that it was a huge thing at an age you were appropriate to see it, and you just didn't for some reason.
Because I wasn't interested.
I don't get you.
I just didn't care about it, and I still don't. Do you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to watch it now. How's that? How do you like them apples?
I think I like them stuffed up your urethra.
Alright, what have you watched?
Oh my god, what the fuck have I watched? I watched some Forged in Fire. I fucking love that show.
Yeah. It will kill.
It will cut. It will kill.
It
Yeah, I
will
fucking love
kill.
that show. And it's
I
not out, by the way. I'm watching repeats. I've seen every episode.
you?
It's got like 8 seasons. There's like 40 episodes a season. I've seen them all twice.
Every
fucking
so
love that
often I
show.
go through a YouTube rabbit hole of that.
Oh,
It's great.
it's great.
It's fucking
And
great.
the best thing is, you can skip. It's like I guess it's 45 minutes long. You can skip 35 minutes of it.
Oh, yeah. No, the clips on YouTube are just the test in the weapons.
No, I don't even
And
like the
that's
test in the
like it.
weapons phase.
How do you not like the test when the guy takes the weapon out and stabs like the clear dummy?
Couldn't give a shit.
How? That's like the best bit.
No. But it happens every episode, so that doesn't change much. So it's boring. I've literally seen it 350
Right, what bit do
times.
you watch then?
I watched the making of the knives, the forging technique.
Oh, that's the bit I skip.
See, that's what I love.
I want to see how the weapon's gonna fuck that dummy up.
And I want to see the heartbreak of a bubble in someone's Damascus after they've already done 2 twists and we're just considering whether or not to stack.
Different people.
Different strokes, different folks.
Mm-hmm.
My case long, your case short. I watched a little bit of Forged in Fire. I watched a couple of episodes of Malcolm in the Middle because
It's solid. That's such a good show.
it's so goddamn solid. Here's the thing with Malcolm in the Middle. I love that show. It's a good show. It's funny as hell. I would hate to live in the same town as these shithead kids.
Oh yeah.
These kids are fucking scum of the earth. And that show ends with everyone going, well, yeah, Malcolm, you're going to be president of the United States because you're going to be the only president that understands what it's like to be poor and disadvantaged. You're going to be the best president there's ever been. If I knew one fucking thing about Malcolm, I would not fucking vote for that cunt. Like, he is a despicable human being. Like, I was a real shitty kid, and I never did anything on the scale of, like, their most mild weeks. They are just fucking scum. And the parenting seems terrible. Now, I'm not a proponent of corporal punishment, but if any kids have ever need hit, it's those fucking kids. I don't get it.
Yeah, Lois never does hit them. Neither does
No.
Hal. She just shouts a lot.
She does a lot, she gives them punishments, but none of them takes. Like, these kids are some of the most fucked up psychotic assholes. Like, Reese is clearly going to be a serial killer later on.
Mm.
Like, I don't see any other path for him. He's going to be executed by the state. No, he becomes a janitor, and he gets executed by the state for the 7 murders of women in his mid-20s. I don't want to be within 100 miles of these shithead kids. Anyway, not important. I watched some Malcolm in the Middle.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Venom.
Oh, the new one. Do you like
It's
it?
a bad movie.
I want to watch it.
It's very bad.
The first one was sucked as well, though.
It's worse than the first one.
Is it Woody Harrelson not even fun to watch?
Absolutely diabolically bad.
Like, not even fun?
No, if this is the first time I'd ever seen Woody Harrelson in something, I would be convinced that that man had never acted or seen anything that anybody acted in a day in his life.
For real? So it's not
This
even
movie, that's not fun trash. It's shit
Oh,
awful.
that's disappointing.
Mm. And here's the thing, not the worst movie I saw this week.
What else did you watch?
Free Guy.
Oh, is that trash?
It's in my top 10 of worst movies I've ever seen.
Really?
It is fucking stupid. It is not just stupid. It's so moronically fucking stupid that there's not even any point in like trying to explain the movie to you, because I would have to start off the explanation with, none of this is going to make sense. You're not going to be able to understand the idea behind any of this because it's fucking moronic. This is what happens.
Okay.
The movie is so fucking stupid, and it's every single detail in it is crap. Complete crap. Nothing's good. Not a single goddamn thing. The romance angle, dog shit. The action, dog shit. The CGI, dog shit. The story, moronic. The technology behind the story. Like, I'm a fan of hard sci-fi, but I don't need every single detail to be realistic. I don't need you to have thought out every single permutation or computation or consequence of the technology or the ideas or whatever it is that you're proposing. But what I need you to do is have a vague fucking idea of how anything has ever worked, ever. Ever. And I need you to take that idea and put it in your fucking movie and throw out the horseshit that is the rest of this movie. I'll give you a little taste of what I despise this movie. Are you aware of this movie at all?
Yeah.
Right, it's a
I
Ryan
know the
Reynolds
Ryan
thing.
Reynolds GTA one, where he's like an NPC or something.
Yes, and that sounds like a fairly decent idea for a movie.
Yeah, it doesn't seem terrible.
It's
But, like,
absolutely dog
there's
shit.
something there.
Right.
No, I'm talking about the conceit.
Yes, no, and I'm saying, regardless of that, you can see it's dog shit.
Okay.
I like Ryan Reynolds very much. He's god awful in this movie. He's also late 40s,
Yeah,
mid
it
to
must
late
be.
40s,
Yeah.
and for some reason his love interest is mid 20s. No idea why we can't make it an age appropriate woman. I've no idea why he can't be a more age appropriate guy. Like, people fall in love at any age, whatever, fine. If it's all legal, it's all good. Do what makes you happy, whatever the fuck. But make her 40. Make her 35. Or cast him someone else who's 25 or 30.
Mm.
There's a 20-year age gap, and the whole time I was just thinking, Ryan Reynolds is gorgeous. He's a beautiful man. I'm still not cool with this. Just make it age appropriate. Also, the love
Bit
interest,
weird.
there's no fucking need for it at all. No, none. They try and make an excuse for it in the movie. The excuse doesn't make any sense. It's retarded. Anyway, I'll just give you a little taste of it. So, it's Ryan Reynolds' GTA. That's the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the movie, the guy that owns the GTA game, he wants to destroy it and shut it down. So he goes into his server room. So his server room is just under his building. So he has a room full of servers that are just on a floor of his company development. Do you think Rockstar hosts the servers for their game on the bottom floors of their building?
No, I don't imagine they would.
Of course they don't. No, of course they don't. So he goes down and he starts destroying the servers with an axe, and it's Taika Waititi, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He starts destroying the servers with an axe. Now, what happens if we had all the servers that were running GTA in one place at one time? What would happen if you took an axe to one of the servers?
Yeah, I don't know. You get electrocuted. I wouldn't do that.
What, regarding the electrocution, I meant in the game. What would happen? I believe, and maybe I'm 100% wrong, but I believe that the instances of the game that server was running
It just
would
crash,
disconnect.
or yeah.
So whoever was playing the game and connected to that specific server, and it could be thousands of people playing dozens of different, Los Santoses, but all
Mhm.
hosted on that server, they would immediately be cut off. In the movie, when he destroys the server, one of the buildings in Los Santos disappears. So Los Santos still exists.
Oh,
but
it's
with
like
each...
slowly getting rid of the buildings, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's fucking moronic.
it
It's
just
so
seems like
fucking
dumb
stupid.
movie
But
stuff. I don't know if I necessarily hate it though, but I've not seen
I
it.
fucking hate this movie. I would like you to watch this movie so you can agree with me that it's dog shit awful.
I'll try give it a watch.
Honest to God, this movie was fucking trash. I'm now angry again. I fucking hated that movie. And it's getting fairly good reviews.
I just
don't
looked it up. It's
understand it.
getting like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Don't understand it. I can't imagine who's watched this movie and thought, oh no, it's pretty good. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hmm.
I fucking hate this movie.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, that's the end of Trump's Talk 5. Revenge of the Trumps.
Mhm.
We'll leave you on that note. Thank you for joining me this week, Dynamic.
It was a pleasure.
We'll love yous and leave yous. Cheers. See you later, guys.
See you later. Bye bye.